Hey guys, so excited to be talking about threads today. Are you on threads? And I'm talking meta threads. I'm not talking about PDO threads. We're talking meta threads. Are you on? How's it going? Now, what I am talking about, if you're not totally up to speed, is the direct competitor of Twitter, which is Meta Threads. It has been a hot topic of conversation. So today I will be unpacking what I learned in just a few short weeks that Meta Threads has launched, and really the lessons of what I call a mediocre launch of my own Threads account. But before I dive in, I'd love to see in the comments, tell me if you are already on Threads or if you haven't taken the plunge yet. So tell me in the comments if you are on Threads or you haven't taken the plunge yet. And if you haven't followed me yet, be sure to find me on Caitlin Kaufman. And really just a quick tip, if you haven't created your account yet, make sure that when you select the option, when you create it, you select the option to follow all the same people you follow on Instagram. It will really give you a huge head start. And even if you don't plan to really be that active on Threads, right, because it's just one more platform to be on, at least make sure that you get on the platform and secure your handle so that no one else can take it, right? Because you can use the same handle that you had on Instagram on Threads. So you want to make sure that you claim that and no one steals that for you and creates any kind of brand confusion. Alrighty, so let's dive in. So Threads launched on July 5th. While I was up in the beautiful Sawtooth Mountains camping with my family, I had no service for a week. So it wasn't until I came back to civilization that I saw all the excitement online. There was so much chatter and excitement over the Meta Threads launch. Not only did nearly 30 million people sign up on the morning of the release, pretty good launch, I'd say, it broke the record for the fastest growing app ever. There was a lot of creators and celebrity brands that quickly joined, signed up, and began posting immediately. I'm sure if you're on there, you saw a lot of your favorite celebrities and influencers right away. So I'd love to share with you what kind of my Threads 101 that I learned in really the first 10 days of utilizing it. So some of the things I'm going to share with you, you may know or may not know. This is some real basic stuff, but because it's so new, there's no real strategy guide how to out there. So if I could give you, just a few tips and best practices that you could take away or consider in your total marketing plan, I am excited to be able to do that for you. So some basic things. So the character limit is 500 characters. Now, remember, this is Twitter's direct competitor. And so you're going to see definitely some similarities here. And you can't edit a thread post. So I know, for example, like I did a post and then I was like, oh, I spelled that word wrong and I couldn't just edit it. I had to delete it and start over again. And if you want to switch accounts to toggle, you have to log out and then switch to the other one. So not a big deal, but annoying. And if you want to take a break from Threads, I love this. You can set a time limit. I love that. And if you're not following a user on Thread, there is a plus sign in the profile photo. So it makes it really easy for you to know if you followed them or not. right in the viewing of the feed. I love that feature. You can easily share threads directly on your Instagram stories or posts. And you could even share it to Twitter if that is one of your platforms that you use as well. You can choose who can reply to your threads. Anywhere, you can do the anyone, profiles you follow, or mentions only. So again, there's some security and user-friendly tools that I think Threads have done a great job with. You can also choose if you want to hide who can see your like count as well. You cannot see who a user is following on their profile. You have to click on the follower number to gain visibility. Not a big deal. Hashtag isn't a thing. So with Threads, hashtags is not a thing that you can track, and you can only search for accounts via search. You can upload up to 10 items in a carousel post, plenty of items. And you can mute a person by clicking the 3 dots on a thread they have posted in. So that's some kind of basic 101 of what I learned with Threads right out of the gate. Here's what I am seeing and feeling so far. So if you're a fan of Twitter, right? If Twitter is a platform that you love, like, use, you're probably going to be a fan of Threads. Now, for me personally, it's really just another piece of the puzzle for me to expand my reach with my audience. It's not probably going, I'm probably not going to be a super user, or this will be a major cornerstone in my brand or marketing strategy. However, before you put too much weight on that, take into consideration that Twitter was also, or is also, not my thing. So if you, again, are a Twitter user, you're going to love this platform. You're going to love how you are able to engage with your community. Now, since its release, Threads engagement has dropped some, which is to be expected, because when you have such a stellar, exciting launch, it's hard to continue that momentum, right? So it has slowed down a bit, but I don't think that means that you necessarily need to jump ship just quite yet, because take into consideration, no one right now is paying to play yet, right? So what does that mean? It means that it's all about organic content, right? And people are really loving that there's no brands that are paying to advertise here. This gives you really an opportunity to capture people's attention before you start competing with high paying advertisers. So they always say, whoever gets in the first to market, first to early adopters, first to play, is really going to benefit the most, right? But it's all balancing really, your time, your energy, your efforts, and can you, afford to distract yourself to invest time and energy into yet another platform? And the answer to that question will look very different from one medical aesthetic practice to the next. So we do know that new features and updates are going to be coming out very soon with Threads. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see how that, affects the social platform universe. I'm sure whenever there is a new feature that comes out, it will help reactivate the old Twitter users back in the game to check out just what Threads is all about. But here's the real truth. No one really knows what they're doing yet, right? I certainly wouldn't consider myself an expert on Threads, and I would be cautious to listen too closely to anyone that said that they were an expert on Threads. So my advice really is to just show up, right? Have the mindset that this is a platform that you can build relationships and really be active and engaged with your community. So what that really looks like is to be, a conversation starter, really. The brands, the profiles that are trying to sell and talk about services aren't doing as well of those that are really just trying to be a part of their community, right? Whether that's being funny or relatable, telling stories, telling jokes, philosophies, right? Educating. Those are the profiles that people are really liking and engaging with, right? Not the ones that are trying to use it as a platform to sell. I don't see that really working for them at this time. So again, it's a piece of the puzzle, right? So maybe on your paid platforms, right, where you're having offers and you are selling, it is going to be able to surround that potential patient or that client with another touch, because we know, right, the research shows it takes 8 to 10 touch points to convert a lead or someone in the new or consideration phase to buying, scheduling an appointment, becoming a patient. So again, I view MetaThreads as another piece of the puzzle, another tool to build a relationship, to stay in front of potential clients and patients. All right. So I really recommend to experiment with your content strategy until you find what works for you. So I'd love to hear, what is your verdict? Are you on Threads? Are you going to get on Threads? Do you love Threads? Are you going to be a P1 super user of Threads? What is the verdict so far, in your opinion, about Threads? As I shared, for me, I think that those that love Twitter will love Threads. I will be present, but I'm really trying not to go down that rabbit hole and allowing it to suck too much of my time, because not that I don't think Threads could be great, but the style is not what best suits my brand and the way I like to communicate with people, which is a lot on video. Not to say you can't do video on Threads, but again, it's just a little bit different. So I'd say my preference still is Instagram and Facebook, but I'm absolutely going to have a presence on Threads and continue to nurture that channel without letting it completely take my focus away of what I know works for my brand. All right. So thank you so much for joining me here. If you loved this training, make sure you share it with a team member or another med spa that could benefit. And you can catch the replay on my YouTube channel, and to get access to all of my free trainings that will help your medical aesthetic practice grow, make sure you visit my link tree in my social bio and join me live every Wednesday at 2:30 Central Time, same place. Find me on Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks so much.